Hello my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 8th of June 2025. Today's video is for adults only, 21 and above, at least 21. We're going to talk about the Prophet of Allah and all of his good deeds. Okay, of course we are in the month of June, and many countries, they have their graduation for all the young people who finished their study and they are to graduate and face life. Of course, part of facing life is for young people to get married. What got my attention is many of the young ladies in Islamic countries. I mean, when you study, you finish university, you are not a dumb person. Nonetheless, none of these ladies took a step back and asked herself, why am I so much covered? And this is what we are going to talk about today. Why do they cover? Of course, I'm not advocating or saying that men and women should run naked in the street. No. People like modesty. But modesty and overdoing it, it's something different. It's similar to the situation to those who also uncover almost completely. They show a lot of their body not in the right place. Let's say if you go to the beach to swim or a swimming pool, you're not going to the swimming pool with three-pieces suit or a woman going to swim with a dress. No, you wear the swimming suit and that's acceptable for that place. But you cannot wear bikini as a woman and go around the street shopping and going around. It's not the right place for that. So modesty and moderation, it's good. I'm not saying men and women go around exposing their body to everybody. And even in the countries that we call non-believing countries like Buddhist, Hindus, I mean, when a person from the Abrahamic religion, whether it's Jewish, Muslim, or Christian, they refer to these countries or to these ideologies or faith, or call it whatever you want to call it. They don't consider it as a religion. It's like a philosophy. Okay, whatever you consider it, that's okay. But even the atheist, many atheists, they tell you, I don't like to expose my body. What for? Men and women. It's not like because he or she is an atheist that they are interested in exposing themselves. No, not at all. So when you see people either exposing themselves so much or covering so much, there's something, they are saying something. So what we are going to see here is now, what are they trying to say? The title of the video is In Search of Testicles. I'm putting a Z to make a point. Anyway, reality is once a man and a woman reach maturity, physical maturity, I hope also mental maturity, we look into creating a family like our parents, let's say. Most people grow up with a father and mother, most. So you had this experience and you want to repeat that experience because you had good time with your parents. Most people did. So they want to create a family. How do you create a family? A man, a young man, and a young lady meet each other, they like each other, they get married. Okay. And then they create that family that they are looking for. When a man is showing muscles and good physique, what is he saying? He's saying, I'm a good, strong man. I'm a reliable man. I want a good woman for me to take care of me, to carry my seed. A woman is doing exactly the same in two ways. Actually, men also, some men show the muscles and the physique that they are fit, and some they show their intellect, that I am a smart person, I am well educated, I can create jobs, not find a good job, I can create jobs. So both of them advertise themselves in a different manner, but at the very end, they are looking to create that good family. Some people take that to the extreme, exposing that physique or exposing that intellectual ability by talking about their accomplishment. Now, what does woman do? Woman normally does not have a strong body like the man, so she doesn't necessarily show physical muscles. She shows beauty. Okay? So she exposes herself. She shows parts of her body to attract successful men to mate with her. Then in that case, some people would say, okay, in that case it's good to cover, because no one wants a woman who exposes her body for everybody. That's not good. I agree. But nonetheless, women who cover so much, they are actually on the other end of the same scale. Okay? Why do you cover so much? Have you ever, and I'm talking here to the Muslim woman who cover from top to toe. Why? The reason is because you want a good man. So what you're trying to say here, I am not just modest, I'm too modest. So I want a good man. Actually, practically, the one who covers so much and the one who exposes so much are saying the same thing. I want good testicles. Because to get married at the very end is about sex. Okay? The man wants a beautiful woman, and the woman wants a reliable man to get her pregnant. And for that you need testicles. So let's say it as it is. She is seeking a pair of good testicles. So when we think and try to understand, where did that all originated? Where? If we go back 1400 years ago, when the Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, he left us with a great treasure. Okay, the Prophet of Allah left us a Quranic verse. I'm going to leave it, and this because the second Caliphate, Omar, the second Caliphate, injected his thought into the Prophet of Allah, and the Prophet of Allah took his thought and created Quran. So Omar, the second Caliphate, saw the second wife of the Prophet of Allah, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, going to the bathroom. What happened back then is people in Arabia, these people did not know what a bathroom is, what having a toilet at home is. So men, they used to go behind the house and relieve themselves, pee, and if they want to go out to do number two, they will go out of town a little bit and do it out there and come back. Women were shy. They couldn't do that, so they held it all day, and at night they used to go outside, out of town, in the dark, relieve themselves, and go back home. So it could have been a moonlight night, and the second caliphate saw the second wife that the Prophet of Allah married. Her name was Sauda. This lady was tall woman and well built, so you can't miss her. And she went to relieve herself. I mean, honestly, after staying all day, cannot go to the bathroom, it is painful. And yet she goes out at dusk to relieve herself, and the second caliphate tell her, we saw you, we knew you. And the word used here, it's also in the Old Testament, repeated few times. When you say a man knew a woman, that means it's either they had sexual relationship, intercourse, or he saw her private parts. He told her, we knew you. We, referring to himself. Actually, in Arabic, you can refer to yourself as we. So what he's trying to say, I knew you, I saw you, I saw your private parts. Of course, she's going to do to do bathroom. She has to expose that part. How is she going to do it? And she's outside. And this guy saw her. So he goes to the Prophet of Allah and he tells him what happened. So the Prophet of Allah right away invents a Quranic verse that women has to cover and stuff like that, so cover everything. So when she goes to the bathroom, he didn't fix the problem really. It's just she has that tent that she is wearing, she can cover herself. Also, when she covers her face, nobody knows who this woman is. Nobody knows her. So cover up. Why? Because men were out of control. And we're talking here about the second man in command after the Prophet. I mean, if you have some decency here, and you see a woman who has been in the house all day, she cannot take care of her business, and at the end of the day you are saying that if you have some decency, you turn your face and let her do whatever she wants to do to relieve herself. No. We knew you. We knew you. So the Prophet of Allah, the angel came right away, ready. The revelation. Tell the women, your women, to cover up. And that also explained when the Prophet of Allah himself, I mean, that was not one or two people. That was the culture. When the Prophet of Allah himself, may the blessing of Allah be upon him, saw a Muslim woman covered, passed by him on the street. She was not wearing bikini. She was covered. And I'm sure he knew her, that she was curvious woman and big stuff. So he couldn't control himself. And this is the first man in command. I mean, imagine if you have a leader. He was also a military leader. Imagine if you have a military leader out of control like that, the enemy will send him a woman and take all the secrets from him. The Prophet of Allah saw this woman. He went to his wife. Her name was Zainab, one of his wives, nearby, to take care of, to empty himself so that he couldn't control. So you have, that is the example. This is the man that the Muslim people follow. He's out of control practically. And his follower, really, I don't understand. I really don't know what to call that kind of a man. I don't even know if I should call him a man. To take advantage of a woman who is probably at pain at this time, wants to relieve herself, and she waited all day, and this is the only chance, and you are watching her when she is going, and you tell her, I saw you, and you go and tell her husband, and her husband makes Quranic verse or some commandment from the Allah, his Allah. Honestly, even if I'm making a religion myself, I would at least tell this idiot, leave them alone. Why are you watching them? They are at home all day because they cannot relieve themselves. There's no toilet at home. Why are you doing that? No, he invents Quran. So at the very end, why am I making this video today? Because of the graduation. My hope is young men and young women will have happy life. They will enjoy their life and have good family. But the idea of either exposing oneself so much or covering oneself so much, it says something about the individual. Okay, it says you're afraid, especially for that who covers so much. Both of you are doing the same thing, looking for good testicles, plain and simple. Okay? Here, I wish you luck. I hope you find good husband with good testicles. All right? But the idea here is you're doing that, following without thinking what this man 1400 years ago told you to do, that you should cover. You never doubted or thought, why? Why should I be covered so much? There are many people who are non-Muslim, some people who are agnostic, atheist, and so on and so forth. They don't cover like that, and they are average people. Nobody's getting excited over them and going to their wives or whatever to relieve themselves sexually. No, this was a sick man and planted sick seed in the mind of the people, men and women. I hope that video was helpful. We wish luck to everyone, man, woman, young men, young women, everybody. And let me express my desire to congratulate the Muslim for their feast. They have a feast, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I'm not sure. Congratulations, enjoy. Thank you very much. Please comment, share, and like. Bye.